Make an atoll. Little more than sand, trees, and a small Japanese military base. Miller's reconnaissance team landed there almost a week ago. Since then, we've heard nothing. The waiting's over. We're going in. For all we know, they're already dead. If what little we know about the Japanese is true, it might be better if they are.
You think because you say nothing, you are strong? 貴様は強くない。強情なやつめ。
Don't tell him a fucking thing.
米兵どもはみんなこうなのか? 二人とも殺せ!
Go to hell.
貴様は強くない.
Miller, you're okay. Thank God. We're gonna make them pay for what they've done.
Fuckers! Grab a rifle. We're gonna tear this place apart. Roebuck, signal the strike team.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Call of Duty World at War Let's Play. Today we begin our assault with Semper Fi.
Move! Roebuck, right through you. Take the left.
Alrighty boys, unfortunately we were unable to save our private, but nonetheless we're actually going to get pretty much right into the midst of combat. It looks like we are taking a little bit of fire at the moment, but we do have our trusty M1 Grand, which is such a historic weapon, to be completely frank. Obviously, it has a very iconic reload sound that the Japanese, after some time, eventually figured out and started to use against our prestigious soldiers, but nonetheless, it looks like we will try to utilize some of our quicker reloads without making the ping noise, at least to start things off, but with time, rest assured, we will be utilizing our ammunition to the fullest capacity that we can. Now, it does appear that if you happen to shoot people in the body, it does take about 2 to 3 rounds in order to fully kill them. Now, of course, we do have a guy with a makeshift ghillie suit. Of course, he's going to take a marvelous shot right to the face. A couple more gentlemen up there. It looks like they are trying to come across. Of course, we do have a little bit of hand-to-hand combat going on at the moment, but it looks like our Marine is unfortunately going to suffer at the hands of his adversary. Looks like that guy's been taken out. Now, of course, we're going to be utilizing that ping here before very long, but it looks like we do have Private Ryan moving up. That guy actually did not stand a chance. We were just too quick, you know. We could have been in a Western, and that dude would have just absolutely got destroyed. Couple of guys over here. Looks like we were able to successfully take them out with relative ease. Now, of course, we are going to kind of get into some better cover, considering that I just don't feel like that door is probably going to do a whole lot for us. However, it looks like we do have some ground units moving up, so of course we are making a little bit of progress there. Alright, so we do have an MG that we need to worry about. Get a couple of well-placed shots, and hopefully we'll be able to take this guy out. Unfortunately, it looks like he was kind of taking quite a bit of ammunition there, a little bit more than we were initially expecting. Now, of course, like I said, if you shoot him in the body, it looks like you can expect between 2 to 3 rounds in order to down them. Of course, if you line up one of those gorgeous headshots, then of course they drop like a sack of potatoes. Looks like we were able to kind of get that grenade thrown back, which actually worked out pretty well for us. Looks like a couple of guys over there, but unfortunately we're having a little bit of difficulties kind of lining up those shots, it looks like. Man, I feel like we're kind of, for the most part, being pretty accurate, but unfortunately our rifle just may not be zeroed in too well. It's having some difficulties.
Good work, Marines. Keep it up. Support squad will hit the beach just up ahead. Let's move!
This place creeps me out.
Tojo's at home in this shit. Eyes peeled.
What the hell is this? Looks like a temple or some shit.
Hold your ground! Hold your ground!
Support squad should be there any minute now.
Pick up the pace, people.
Shit, they've been spotted.
They're pinned down on the beach!
Japanese infantry in the river, moving in from the west.
Roebuck, MG on the right. The other one's mine. Go!
Take out that spotlight.
Alright, so we do, of course, have a spotlight, so I'm actually going to work on getting that taken out. That should make things a little bit better for us, and of course for our Japanese foes over here. Unfortunately, they're going to have some difficulties trying to locate our Marines. Lots of movement by these guys at the moment. Does make it a little bit more tricky to kind of line up one of those well-placed headshots, but nonetheless, I think we're doing all right so far. We do have a gentleman over there. That time we were able to successfully shoot him right in the good old head, but nonetheless, got another gentleman over here trying to do a little bit of sniping, it looks like. He does, of course, have his makeshift ghillie suit. Looks like that dude actually, unfortunately, found himself falling outside of his tower. He thought he was so clever, all high and above everybody, you know. He took some advantages that he once saw in maybe a Star Wars film, but nonetheless, it did not work out too well for him this time around. So, of course, he is no Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Listen up. I want to get through the rest of this quick and clean. You hear me? Quick and clean. Stay sharp. What the hell?
Who took these guys out?
Radio command. Find out if another unit came in ahead of us.
Ambush!
Move! Move!
Well, unfortunately, it does look like we do have some individuals that were pretending to be dead. I mean, what a scummy thing. We thought we were kind of waltzing in the woods here, that we're going to have a good old time trying to slay our foes, but we got people pretending to be dead in order to kind of get us nice and close to them so they can do a surprise attack. That's just terrible, very unethical. Man, the military board's going to have a lot to say about that. Now, of course, we are trying to keep our ammunition in check. Of course, with the M1 Grand, like I talked about at the beginning, we don't want to let them know too much, especially when we're out of ammunition, because that does leave us at a significant disadvantage. And at the end of the day, we don't want to be giving the other team all of the advantages. We want to be holding all the cards. Does look like that flare has worn off a little bit. We're going to continue to move up nice and slow, checking all of our corners, make sure we got no surprises that could ultimately be our demise. Looks like we do have some chatter, so of course that is a little terrifying, considering that we know how big these guys are on kind of charging with bayonets and stabbing us, but looks like we haven't really seen a whole lot of that just yet. Got to be careful of friendly fire. We do have quite a bit of our friends over here that are starting to walk in front of us. Tried to knife that dude in the back, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out in our favor. Of course, a couple of guys behind some sandbags up there. We're actually going to pull back a little bit. See if we can actually get into some cover this time around. Take out that MG real quick. Looks like the hip fire on the M1 Grand is actually not too bad. Of course, it could be better, but I mean, at the end of the day, can you really expect the M1 Grand, a rifle, to have the best hip fire in the world? Probably not. But as long as we stick the barrel right in front of these guys' face, I think it's actually going to be more than sufficient. I feel like we have somebody over to the right hand over here, but I can't quite see him just yet. I'm actually going to continue to creep up a little bit, trying to utilize some of this natural cover that we have. Looks like there might be a guy that's hiding behind maybe this wall or something.
Roebuck, start the truck! Miller, use your knife and put a hole in that barrel. We got a man down here! Go, go, go! Hudson squad's landing over there on the right! That's our extraction point!
Alright, so let's actually spend a little bit of time trying to get up to some of this cover up here. Looks like it actually is about the perfect height that you could really ask for. Of course, we are taking a little bit of additional fire for some of these guys, so of course we're going to have to be on top of our game. As per the usual, got to shoot these guys about twice. If we don't get a headshot, then obviously it makes our life a little bit more challenging. It's like we were actually able to get a pretty good grenade in there, obviously. It didn't quite get a multi-kill that I was hoping for, but it looks like we were able to kind of hurt some of these guys.
Get back here! Shit! They're closing in! Guard that door! Miller, get to work planning those charges.
Understood!
Damn! Timer's fried. We may only get a few minutes before detonation. We need to get to the extraction point ASAP. Sullivan, we had to jerry-rig the charges. Charges set. We're leaving now! Look out!
Charges are ready
You're
to
with
blow!
me!
Move!
They're all around!
I got you!
Come on! Come on! You're gonna be okay. Just hang in there.
Where's the fireworks?
Tell me those charges weren't duds.
They better not be.